Come there, but let's head back to Sharon Momanyi just to get an idea of what's happening so far at the GPO roundabout. Sharon?
Yes, we are at the GPO roundabout, and there's a lot of action happening here. A lot of the demonstrators have converged at this place, marching. I don't know if you can see right ahead on Kenyatta Avenue, heading towards State House Road. And the idea is to march to State House. There have been barricades across the city center with police and the demonstrators engaging in running battles. And even at this moment, the police are trying to disperse the demonstrators, as you can see ahead there. But the demonstrators are, unfazed by this, as we have been coming to this side from across our office that is on Kimathi Street to this place. Barricades and police trying to control the crowds, and the mission, as we can see, is to get them not to converge in numbers, trying to keep those who have not made it to the city center not to come in, and those who are in to proceed with the march to State House. And as you can see now, running battles here, a lot of police presence on the ground, and just there's the overpass, the Nairobi Expressway overpass here. We can see the police snipers also located at the top, not taking chances on the engagement. And so far we've seen running battles really, but the demonstrators saying that this day is an honorable day, marking and honoring the at least 60 young people who lost their lives on this day 1 year ago, marching for what they're saying is democracy. And a lot of the grievances, as we have been engaging, has really moved from not just honoring those who have died, but also saying that we need a responsive government, saying that there's a big wall, as the barricades on the road today sort of representing the kind of high wall between the government and the citizens. What is the end game is what a lot of people have been asking on these demonstrations today. And it's multifaceted, really. One, apart from honoring the 1 year anniversary of the demonstration last year and those who died, also pushing for a responsive government, for a reconstruction really of the social contract between citizens and the government, saying what we have now, the system does not work. Nothing is working, is what they're saying. Education is too expensive, living is too expensive. And as you can see, some of the videos that young people have also shared online saying, you know what, living is hard. We might as well take it to the road, march for democracy, march for our country, and the risk is worth it, because not risking is already a risk. Being a Kenyan is what they're saying. So you can see numbers and numbers of demonstrators marching down on Uhuru Highway, converging from the different points of demonstrations that have been taking place most of the morning across the city, and now all gathering together, marching towards State House. Right now, the numbers are right here across All Saints Cathedral, which is just opposite the other side of the GPO roundabout, and also that is where they are right now, and the numbers are, a big number as we are seeing now. And what they're saying is this is not just it, expecting more to be able to make it to the city center, so that, there's unity in numbers. We've seen the hashtag online today, that Siri ni numbers, so urging those who are still to make it to the city center to do so. And what they are saying is, we are peaceful, we are demonstrating peacefully and exercising our democratic right to picket and seeking the ear of the government, on all these grievances that have been happening, top of which, as we know, is police accountability on extrajudicial killings. And even as we mark 1 year since at least 60 died during the demonstrations on this day last year, that so far not a single police officer has been held accountable for those deaths. So really just showing that there's no response. What is happening? Where are the wheels of justice? Where are we in this? And so it is an outpour of a simmering rage that is shared not just in the city, but even across the country, as we have seen demonstrations taking place also in different parts of the city. If you are seeing the numbers there coming down on Uhuru Highway, this is a big number. This is a big number, gathering, chanting, holding placards. This is the face, almost what we saw last year. So far, what has been the engagement between the demonstrators and the police? We have seen the police lobbing tear gas from earlier on in the morning, still going on right now, particularly to prevent the crowds from making way into some of the critical spaces, the barricaded areas, which include the parliament space, which is where the demonstrators tried to access earlier in the morning, seeking to lay flowers in commemoration of those who died, but they were not able to make it there. We only saw the opposition leaders led by Kalonzo Musyoka and other leaders laying wreaths in Parliament earlier today. And so there's that loud cry for, you must hear us, and that Kenya belongs to us. There is this, there's an awakened consciousness, we can say that, of the young people taking, participating rather in the state of governance in this country. And what goes on from here remains to be seen. Some critics have really been asking, what is the end game? Or rather, what do we expect that these demonstrations will achieve? And that is this really structured enough to allow some, measurable outcomes from this? And, the young people are saying, there's no other way to be heard. We have to go to the streets. We have to raise the placards because nothing else seems to have worked so far, because what are the issues that have been raised? The economy is too hard. We have injustice, wanton corruption by the political class is what is being decried today. So how will this change? What will be the next phase of Kenya? Because this is really unprecedented. Right from last year, 25th of June, when this happened, we saw a seismic shift, if I must say, in the political and social landscape, because these are young people who are not led by anyone, by no political party, by no political head, but just gathering together by brought together by a shared purpose of, it's not working. We need systems in this country to change, the way of doing governance, the way of doing politics to change, and the courage that is being demonstrated on the streets, as have been in the past demonstrations, really decry or really show the face of the young generation who want the structures to change. As you can see, a lot of people still gathering, walking towards this place. It seems to be the epicenter right now of activity here in the city center. And police are on standby. There's no exchange at the moment. It seems to be latent. There's some latent energy here, telling by the numbers that are coming and what is the intention, which is to march up to State House. But as the Inspector General of Police said yesterday, issued a warning telling the demonstrators not to attempt to go to some of this.
All right, Sharon Momanyi there giving us details of what's happening around the GPO area. That's the roundabout in Nairobi's central business district. Of course, we've seen the crowds getting larger and bigger as the day goes by since morning. And of course, running battles between the protesters and the police.